Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing sort of public spaces, gatekeepers. As you can see from the thumb thread, we're talking about the COVID pass, or the sort of ethereal or the notions floating out there in the ether that pertain to that overall topic. The reason I started thinking of this was because I was reading a Pattaya Mail article, PattayaMail.com. Article is titled, Pattaya Expats, What Next After the Second Anti-COVID Jab? Now, my first question to myself is, why is there a what's next after this? I mean, in all my history, and I've been vaccinated for I don't know how many umpteen things, I've never had anybody ask me, well, what are you going to do now? And I'm not picking on anybody. I don't think, but I thought it was kind of a strange notion. It's like at the end of the, back there used to be these commercials on American television that would show these sports stars. I'll never forget, it was Michael Jordan. It was after he won the NBA Finals, one of the seasons that the Bulls won. And they said, "Oh, Mike, what are you going to do now?" "I'm going to Disneyland," and that was what he would say. And they had all these different sports stars. "I'm going to Disney World," sort of, okay, you've done this, what are you going to do now? It seems kind of strange to ask, well, what are you going to do now with your life now that you've had a vaccination? I mean, just go on about my business. That's what I thought I was going to do. I didn't think I needed to do anything else. When I was vaccinated for measles, when my booster shot when I was 13 or whatever it was, I don't think anybody asked me, so what are your plans now that you've done this? It just seems a little odd the way this is all sort of couched. Quoting directly from this article, and this article was really insightful. And again, I could have picked from a number of different things out there in the press. I like to kind of quote things that are local, mostly because that's where I start thinking about this stuff. It's where I read it. But I've seen this couched similarly internationally. It's sort of, well, what's the next step? Well, why is there a next step? It doesn't make any sense to me. In any event, quoting directly, the more prom app may be important ahead as government regulations on entering public places become tighter. Now, let me ask this. If there's restrictions on entering a place, how is that place public? That's my first question. Quoting further, already in Bangkok, some cinemas and malls are insisting on proof of vaccination prior to entry. Well, I've discussed this in another video. I mean, private property is what it is. I mean, people can make their own rules about who can come and go, in my opinion, on private property. Now, a lot of people have said that to me in the context of the U.S. I think there's a wholly different analysis there, and I'm not going to get into it in this video. Potential sandbox areas such as Pattaya are likely to see more and more public access facilities requiring evidence of vaccinations. So they're not public then. I mean, let's be clear about this. If there's restrictions on certain people entering, if it can be discriminated, if folks can be discriminated on how they enter based on documentation or whatever, for any reason, then it's not by definition public. It may turn out to be more convenient to use the app rather than carrying around pieces of paper, which, if they are photocopies, may not be accepted by gatekeepers. Well, first of all, carrying around pieces of paper, as I've said in other videos, papers, please. This is the society we really want to move to. Papers, please. Oh, no, not papers, please. Smartphone, please. This is creepy. And then on top of it, accepted by gatekeepers. At what point did we decide that a 20-year-old who's working part-time at a mall has become the gatekeeper on whether or not you can go buy a pair of shoes? To me, that just doesn't seem like the kind of society we were moving toward coming up on March 2020, and then now magically we're in this weird, netherworld of, papers or smartphones or public, but we can discriminate against you if we want to and not let you into this place. I mean, all of this, I think we really need to rethink this. I've never said anything. I don't have any problem with vaccinations. A lot of people will comment on things in the comments, and I'm not in agreement with all of that. Vaccinations are fine. It is what it is. In fact, they're not just fine. They're a revolution. They're a medical miracle. I mean, the fact that vast swaths of the population aren't walking around with polio is a great thing, no doubt in my mind, but we didn't have papers that you had to walk around and prove going places that you didn't have polio. So why do we have it for this? I mean, I don't understand the difference. And I don't understand the notion of calling someplace a public place when people can be restricted from it. That, by definition, how is that public? I've already stated that. In any event, none of this has come to fruition. I truly hope people, especially at a policy level, really seriously sit down and really think this through, because this just has the makings of a place that nobody really wants to be. Now, I love Thailand. I'm always going to be here as far as I, can foreseeably see. And in my opinion, as far as I can tell, I'll probably be here until I'm gone. And then, I'll either be in a pine box or in an urn somewhere, probably in Thailand. So, I'm still going to be here no matter what. I love this place. But I really wish people would kind of sit down and take a breath and really rethink the kind of things that they're looking to do moving forward.